Hey yo, this is Primate hanging out with Jeru The Damaja, aka Dirty Rotten Scoundrel.
Yes, sir.
At
AKA
Rockin with the Best.
Rockin'
Live
with the best.
Fridays, the first live Fridays.
Yes, sir.
Ever. So how you doing, man?
Oh man, I'm always good. You know, I'm living. I have all my fingers, eyes, ears, and toes. Everything works. So I'm great.
And you already had some fun in Munich yesterday.
Yeah. I hung out. I drank a little bit. You know, do the Bavarian thing. You can't be in Bavaria and not drink.
That's right. So let's start this off.
Let's do it.
So why the damage? Because one has to damage or destroy something to make something new, something better.
You already know. That's why I call myself the damager, because if you see anything, a building, whatever, they had to do some type of demolition before they put the building up.
At least destroy nature.
You know, at least dig in the ground. Even if it was just flat, they still had to dig in the ground to put the foundation. You know what I'm saying? So it's the damager. Plus I wreck MCs, wreck microphones, and wreck a whole bunch of other things that I can't talk about, or else Interpol will be after me. You know what I'm saying?
We don't want that to happen. Never.
But yeah.
And there's a cool saying I got a record like from there called the Zulus, and the title is "Destruction is the Art of Creation."
No doubt.
All right. So the first words on your first 12-inch come clean, but also 99.9% of your, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Where you want to fuck what?
No, you want to front.
You want to front?
Yeah, not you want to fuck.
I misunderstood you twice.
Yeah, you want to front because a lot of people think it's you want to fuck, but it's you want to front, because you know, like we call when people are faking, fronting. So
Kid,
it's like,
don't front, you know I got you open, like Black Moon said.
Right, so it's like you want to front. What? Jump up and get bucked.
Yeah, so because you used it twice. It's the first words of like two singles. It seems like you want to like emphasize.
Yeah, I want to bring it back. You know, sometimes you got to bring it back. Like, you know, when you drink too much sometimes, and then the next day all you got to do is drink your first beer, and it brings back the drunkenness from last night.
We call it Reparierhäube in Bayern.
Okay.
It's repairing your body.
Exactly.
And you slip into the next, like, getting drunk stuff.
That's what it is.
All right. Okay, now we switch to some other stuff. I got another sentence.
Okay.
I really like. You can see it already. And the steak on your plate is filled with chemicals. I can really dig that because I'm a veggie since I was 7.
Okay.
And I think the situation has even gotten worse since back then. It was in the 90s, the early 90s.
Right.
What do you think? Ain't people still playing themselves, eating all those animals and stuff?
I mean, you know, every human being is different. So, like, I was very radical when I was young. You know what I mean? But, I mean, the case is the same. It's even vegetables that's filled with chemicals.
Yeah, right.
You know, if it's not organic. So, I mean, it's like a dude, Elijah Muhammad said. He said, you don't live to eat, you eat to live.
Yeah, right.
You know?
It's the same like with the working stuff. Do you live to work or do you work to live?
Right. So, the most important part is to keep your mind fortified. You know, keep those chemicals out your mind like this. You see, like this is probably bad for you, right? But look, you have to know what you can handle, and that's the bottom line of it.
Yeah, right, definitely. So, Can't Stop the Prophet, Still Can't Stop the Prophet, and The New Prophet, like, are real great pieces of lyricism. I wanted to print, like, the lyrics of Can't Stop the Prophet on a shirt back then, and I loved it. Tell us something about that.
Well, I wrote Can't Stop the Prophet because, you know, a lot of people think I call myself the prophet, but I don't call myself the prophet. Can't Stop the Prophet is about every human being on the planet Earth and the things that we deal with: jealousy, envy, greed, hatred. And to some degree, they're going to always come into our lives, and it's up to you to overcome that. And the prophet is just that superhero part of yourself that fights those things on a daily basis.
It's like not let those things win over y'all. Like, yeah, I'm getting greedy. I want that money and stuff.
Exactly. And it happens.
Okay.
Sometimes we do get greedy. I get greedy. I get jealous. I get all of the. I'm a human being.
Yeah, but just to a certain degree. It's like
right,
you have to find the point or the line. Don't cross that line.
Right. You have to pull yourself back, and that's what the prophet is. He's that superhero inside of you that when it's there, it's like knock him out, and you be, I'm safe again till the next episode.
Might be the next day, might be the next week,
might
next
be the next minute.
Yeah,
you know,
or never again. Like,
right, but it's when it happens. Exactly.
Who knows? So on Crooklyn 95, one of the greatest tracks.
Okay,
ever.
Thank you.
In my opinion,
Dankeschön.
It's on the Glockers original soundtrack. A great movie too.
Yes, sir.
You say bullets hit brains when bottles hit lips. It brings us back to the topic from before. How do you feel about alcoholism and other drug addictions 16 years after the track came out? I mean, you stopped smoking.
Yeah,
like
I stopped smoking. I stopped smoking weed about 10, 11 years ago. And I always drank, but the part of that song is because, like, most of the kids, it's, once again, like I was saying, it's knowing what you can handle. And most of the kids, they sit around the hood drinking 40s, drinking all that other stuff with no other outlet, so it turns into violence. You know, and that's what that was all about. It's like you can do anything. The doctor said that a glass of wine every day is good for your heart.
Or a glass of beer, especially Bavaria.
But everything is seriously what you can handle and knowing your limits and not taking it to that point where it's controlling you. When something is controlling you, you have
lost.
a problem.
You lost.
Dig it.
You lost. We talked about Want to Pass It with Smith & Wesson last month at the Rockin' with the Best Jam, like the So What guys did.
Right.
D&D and definitely All Stars, the track. Which version do you like more, the original or the remix?
It's hard to say. I mean, I'm a big fan of originals, though. Like, for me, every song...
Because you are the original.
Dig it. Every song, I really like the original better. You know, that's just me. Even though remixes,
it's the source of it. It's like
right, it's what created. Like I always tell people that when they ask me about songs, about remixes, I always tell them the original is what made me write the lyrics. If I would have had the beat for the remix, I wouldn't have wrote those lyrics.
Yeah, right.
So I feel it. It's coming from a different place. The remixes are dope. It's like Can't Stop the Prophet and the Pete Rock remix. The Pete Rock remix is dope. But if I would have got that beat first, I would have never wrote that song.
Yeah.
So it comes from a different place in my heart.
I can dig that. Like, it might have been kind of too smooth what he did.
Right.
Like
it comes from a different place in my heart. So I always like the originals better.
Alright. One day is dealing with the hip hop sellout in a real straight way. Did Puffy ever say something about that?
Man, it's 2011. So I'm leaving all that stuff in the past. You know what I mean? It was a very strong, powerful record. And you know what? In 2011, I'm coming out with some R&B type tracks. But seriously, I'm going to leave all that controversy. Like, it's in the past. You know, you got to get to a certain age. I'm a grown man now. And it doesn't matter. You know, it's like the past is written in stone and the future is open. So I'm going to just deal with the future, you know. But, you know, whatever.
Whatever you do, make it clever. But I think it's still relevant because nowadays it's a lot of hip hop like that is going on. It's like the mainstream stuff is bigger than ever, maybe.
Yeah, but I mean, you know, that's cool for me too because hip hop being mainstream makes it so that I can travel all over the world. I've been traveling. I mean, you've been here in Munich. I've been here like 15, 16 times in the last 15, 16 years. So what? That's like once every year. That's a good thing. And if hip hop would have
become a Munich citizen,
maybe
key to the city.
You know, they need to holler at the man for me. You
He's
know
a cool guy.
All right, well, tell him Jeru said, let me get an apartment, some money, medical care. I'll be right here with you promoting, munching. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, seriously, it's like it's what it is. It's like when I was younger, I've changed a lot as a human being. Because I've been around the whole world many of times, and it changes you. You see, you know not, and I was very judgmental. And you know, one of the things that I forgot was that you really can't judge people. Because if you judge people, then you're gonna stand in judgment. And nobody wants to be judged because everybody's shit is not right. So the way I take it nowadays is like, I let things be for what they are, and Jeru is Jeru. You know, I don't worry too much about what other people are doing. I did that in my 20s. That was that time, and I was supposed to do that for that time because it was supposed to teach me as a lesson as well as other people who might taught something. But we can't dwell in that because everything evolves. And what we think is hip-hop today in the next 2, 3, 10, 15 years, it'll probably be something different, and Jeru The Damaja will still be rocking. So, you know, one day, that's how it is.
And it's in your hands and in our hands. We're all making hip-hop too, like...
Right, you make
hip hop community is grown in Munich and I think worldwide. Next week, Splash Festival in Eastern Germany.
I mean, hip hop is global, and that's why it is so commercial because it's the most relevant music in the world today.
It deals with every problem, no matter if you like in the ghetto from the streets, or if you like a mid-class guy, or if
Or
you're
if
rich.
you're a millionaire, right?
Yeah, right. It deals with
Hip-hop is
everything.
there, right? So, and that's what I'm saying as well. Hip-hop is a different tool than it was back then. Back then, hip-hop was strictly for the disenfranchised, the people who didn't have, or it was that voice. But now it deals with everybody, you know? So what can I say? As long as I'm living and having a great time in Munich, got Bavarian beers.
You were making some dope hip hop,
you know,
and living that shit and
that's
loving
it.
that shit.
And that's it.
Cool. I would like to name some of your tracks, and I'd like you to say the first thing that comes to your mind. Ain't the devil happy?
Every day.
Me or the Papes?
Constantly.
Invasion.
Wow. Wow, that's all I can say about that.
Billie Jean. Your
It's not
version.
my lover.
You used the rubber.
I used the rubber, blame it on some other motherfucker.
Yes, sir. 99.9%.
The truth.
El Presidente.
Me.
Yeah, right. So, what are your favorite tracks of your own tracks? 3 favorite tracks.
Wow. That's so hard because every time I make a track, I love it. No matter what somebody else say, every new track is the dopest track I ever made because it comes from a different place. But I mean, I love Come Clean because that's my baby. You know, that's the baby that back I rode on. It's like, you know how every parent wants to raise their child to be like a sports star or somebody. That's what Come Clean was for me. You know, that was my child.
There it is.
No doubt that I raised to take me out. I gotta say I love the bitches as well, cause it was one of the most misunderstood tracks.
Okay.
You know,
why was it misunderstood?
Because people hear the word bitch and get caught up in the word, and that's why I did it. I did it so that people would probably wouldn't listen to it. They hear, oh, the bitches, you know. But it was really a deeper meaning to it. You know what I'm saying? It's just saying that we should respect all the females around us. You know?
Queens.
You know,
You say all black women, but
I mean,
you also
but it was
mean
everybody.
the white women.
I mean the
yellow
world,
women.
right? Exactly. At that time, you know, that was a vibe. You know what I'm saying? But it means worldwide. Whoever you are, you know what I'm saying? If you respect yourself in a certain way and carry yourself that way, then that's what it is. And if you act like a whore, I'll have sex with you now.
Then I treat you like the harlot that you are.
Nah, I wouldn't even do that. I even treat whores with respect, man.
All right.
You know,
All right,
tell you the
all right.
truth.
So as we
And the next one more song, remember?
yeah. Oh, sorry.
99.9%. I like that song because that was my first song that I produced on my own. Did all the scratches and everything.
You did the scratches too.
Yeah, so
Man.
you know that was like the first time I just did everything, and it was a great feeling, you know, in my heart. And people
Your
around
second
the world
baby.
love it.
Your second baby. What you produce on?
I can't tell. It's a secret. Nah, but I did that one on MPC 3000.
Classic
Sampling,
shit. Yeah,
you
we
know.
should have taken it here. I don't know. You was producing MPC otherwise.
You know.
Next time.
Next time.
So, as we're speaking of like queens, what happened to Miss Marvel?
Oh,
she
man.
spit some great stuff.
Miss Marvel is one of the dopest MCs. Forget female MCs. She's one of the dopest MCs that I know. But, you know, business and the record industry is not for everybody, you know. So, you know, she went off on her own. She wanted to do her own thing, and that's what it is. So I don't know what happened. You know, we just kind of lost touch.
Oh.
But not in a negative way, just...
like
you know,
it is sometimes.
Right, and sometimes people, you know, they go do what they feel like they want to do. And
They just,
have to let 'em.
they just live your life and
Right, they, you know, and every man has to do what's best for them, you know?
yeah, but you always see each other twice, so maybe like when you're 60, you meet again.
Right.
Who knows? Who knows? Who
You
knows?
know?